You are driving down an empty highway in the heart of Nevada. All around you is sand, cacti, and unbearable heat. But you feel like you are being watched. There, at the top of the hill, stands a white SUV. Its windows are completely tinted. The people inside won't come out to you. They won't say hello. But if you take one more step across the invisible line, your life will change forever. Or end. This is the BLESARD channel. And it was created so that you have something to watch before bed. And this is a story about Area 51. Welcome to Area 51, a place that officially did not exist for over half a century. A place where, according to rumors, the US government dismantles the technology of the gods. But what if reality is much scarier than green dots in the sky? Today we'll go through barbed wire, look into underground bunkers, and find out why 3 million people were willing to die during the assault on this base. This is the complete story of Area 51. And believe me, by the end of this video you'll doubt everything you knew before. Let's start with the scale. Area 51 is not just a couple of hangars. It is located on the territory of the huge Nellis Air Force Base. Imagine, just 130 kilometers from the glittering Las Vegas, where people lose millions in casinos, a black hole on the map begins. 18,000 square kilometers. That's more than half of Belgium. 13,000 of those kilometers are completely closed off. No civilian aircraft fly over this area. If a pilot accidentally enters this airspace, they will be intercepted before they have time to apologize. The Nellis Air Force Base website proudly states, "It is the world's largest area for military maneuvers." Sounds logical, right? The desert is the perfect place to detonate bombs because there is no one there. But ufologists around the world just smile. Where else to hide the wreckage of flying saucers if not in a place where there are only rattlesnakes for thousands of miles? The official history of Area 51 began in 1954, when President Dwight Eisenhower ordered a location to be found for top-secret testing. But behind the scenes of big politics lay a small human tragedy. Before the war, the land near Groom Lake belonged to an ordinary American farming family, the Sherhans. They had mines there, silver, lead, even a little gold. When the government came with a generous offer of $5 million, the farmers dug in their heels. They knew the value of their labor and demanded $40 million. Do you know what the government did? They simply kicked them out. They seized the land by force, paying only $1 million in compensation. The family tried to sue for decades, but how can you sue a shadow? That's how Area 51 was born, on the foundation of violating the rights of its own citizens. If they treated their own people like that, what are they willing to do to hide aliens? The first UFOs in Nevada were not flying saucers. They were metal birds that were 50 years ahead of their time. It was here that Lockheed Martin developed the legendary U-2. Imagine, the 1950s. The plane had to fly above radar, above clouds, to the very edge of space to photograph Soviet factories. The secrecy regime was paranoid. They say that the planes were brought to the zone disassembled in boxes so that even spies in the vicinity would not understand what they were. And then there was the State Route 71 Blackbird, a plane that flew so fast it outran rockets. It was then, in 1959, that a Reno newspaper exploded with headlines, "Bright green object flies faster than any plane." What did the CIA do? They didn't deny the rumors. On the contrary, they supported them. If people believe in Martians, they won't be looking for secret Pratt & Whitney engines. Conspiracy theory became the best bulletproof vest for American technology. Until 1989, only a few people knew about Area 51. But everything changed one evening when a man named Bob Lazar appeared on Las Vegas television. He claimed to have worked at Facility S4, an even more secret sector within the test site. Quote, "I saw 9 flying saucers. They were not made by humans. There were no seams inside, no wires. It was pure technology powered by gravity." Lazar claimed that element 115 was at the heart of these devices. At that time, science had not even heard of it. It was only synthesized in 2003 in Russia. How could he have known about it 14 years before its discovery? Bob talked about small chairs for pilots, and about aliens from the Zeta Reticuli system. Ufologists were ecstatic. After all, It was this system that the Hills mentioned in 1961 under regressive hypnosis after their abduction. But who is Bob Lazar? A genius or a pimp? When journalists started digging, it turned out that universities did not remember such a student, and later he was arrested for promoting prostitution. Was this a special operation to discredit the witness, or is Bob just a very talented storyteller? Viewers, write in the comments right now. Do you believe Lazar, or is he just part of the CIA's plan? Area 51 has become a magnet for all the craziness in the world. They say the Illuminati meet there. They say they are developing climate weapons that cause tsunamis. But there are also some very strange things. For example, the Cheshire Strip. It is a runway that is only visible when water is poured on it. It disappears like the Cheshire Cat's smile when it dries up. What is it for? To hide the landing of aircraft that do not exist? What about the book by journalist Annie Jacobsen? She won the Pulitzer Prize for other work, but her investigation into Area 51 shocked even skeptics. She claims that in 1947, it was not an alien spacecraft that crashed in Roswell. It was a craft built from Nazi blueprints on the orders of Joseph Stalin. According to her version, the device contained deformed children on whom Joseph Mengele, the angel of death from Auschwitz, conducted experiments. The plan was simple: to scare America with a Martian invasion and cause panic as after the radio broadcast of The War of the Worlds. It sounds like a horror movie script, but Jacobsen refers to real Zone employees. In September 2019, the world almost witnessed the biggest live massacre. It all started with a joke by 21-year-old Matty Roberts, who loved anime. He created a Facebook group, "Let's Storm Area 51. They won't be able to stop all of us." The logic was ironclad: if we run fast like Naruto, we'll outrun their bullets. 1 million people signed up overnight. Then 3 million. The US Army officially stated, "We are ready to defend government property." The world held its breath. People prepared their cameras, anime fans prepared their costumes. On September 20th, 150 people showed up at the gate. They stood around, took pictures with posters. One guy actually ran in front of the news cameras in Naruto style, and then everyone dispersed. It was the biggest anticlimax in the history of the internet. But it showed the main thing: we are still obsessed with this mystery. We want to believe that behind that fence lies the answer to the question, are we alone in the universe? Today, Area 51 is still operational. New huge hangars are being built there, visible even from space. The guards, those same dudes in camouflage, are just as silent. They don't belong to any known structure. They are a private military company. And they still get their weapons out if you get too close. Maybe there are no aliens there. Maybe there are just new AI drones, laser weapons, and 6th-generation stealth aircraft. But as long as the government keeps this place a secret, we will keep looking at the Nevada sky. Because somewhere out there, between the sand and the stars, lies the truth that has been hidden from us for 70 years. What do you think? What are the guys in camouflage hiding? Was Bob Lazar a prophet or just a talented hoaxer? Write your version in the comments. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next investigation. Remember, the truth is out there. But sometimes it's much stranger than we can imagine.